Monday Night Football, Baltimore at the Saints indoors. Baltimore is still the favorite here, Derek. It's starting to move. Was it 2.5? Is moving to 2. But the litany of injuries from Baltimore in the skilled position area is massive. And it's one of the reasons why the markets just aren't open. We're doing this on Saturday night. Usually they are. But because of that, there's really not anything out there. The only receiving yard props at the time right now are Alvin Kamara props. So it's just books protecting themselves from a risk factor.
Yeah, that's exactly it. There's really not a lot here. We did just get some news. Andrews is doubtful. Gus Edwards is doubtful. Obviously, we know Bateman is out. So presumably there might be some interesting lines here. If we see some, Isaiah Likely stuff or Devin Duvernay stuff, or there could be some interesting plays, but there's just nothing available right now. The play, I guess, that I'd like the most right now is on the game line. The Blitz thinks that the Saints should be about 2-point favorites as opposed to 2-point underdogs. And so, I think that seems kind of appealing.
Yeah, 100%. As we're watching it actually move towards a pick 'em a bit more. And I think as game time approaches, more people will be jumping on the Saints at that side. I don't know. Lamar Jackson's going to have to do something because he just doesn't have a lot of weapons. His rushing totals aren't out. His TD price is about $1.65, which isn't bad for someone in his nature who might have to do something. They have the bye coming up next week too, which also throws a wrinkle into everything, with the idea that Andrews will probably rest even more so because of the bye next week. Is there anything showing value in the very few markets? Kamara had a big game last week. I believe his receiving yard total somewhere around 36.5.
Yeah, that would be the only thing, and it's really minimal. It's 36.5 minus 113 or so. The Blitz is projecting 48 yards, so 12-yard difference. Minus 112. It's a little bit of value, but it's not something I'm going out of my way to hammer.
Yeah, I'll be looking for Isaiah Likely props. Obviously, Lamar Jackson in his infatuation with tight ends. He looked good when Mark Andrews went out last week. But again, no markets. But I would assume it would open up somewhere around 45 to 50 yards. Game script wise, pretty neutral, I would assume. Do we have anything about pace of play with this game?
That's a good question. So this game projects to be below average in terms of pace, which is, I guess, what we should expect. Like, Baltimore is always a very slow-paced offense to begin with all the injuries, maybe even a little bit more. So this does project a little on the slow side. So maybe some of the unders, depending on what opens up, could be a little more appealing than you might expect because of the pace. But we really just don't know yet until we see some lines.
Yeah, unfortunately, we're at the mercy of the markets, and the markets right now are just not open. So Kamara showing a little value in the very few markets that are available to bettors right now. But as of Saturday night, not much action. Derek says the best move is on the Saints side, and the sharp money looks like it's moving that way as Baltimore off the 2.5, now down to the 2. That's all we got for Monday Night Football. We'll update anything live from the Covers account if we see anything open that's showing great value. But right now, sometimes the best bet is the bet that you don't make. And even at that point, we can't even bet anything because nothing's open. I'm Josh Ingles. He's Derek Carty. These are the Blitz projections. Thanks for sticking around. This is Monday Night Football. We'll see you back there for Week 10, Thursday Night Football.